Couple of days ago, we reported on basically a law that had support from Democrats and Republicans that said that essentially it solidified the relationship between all those tax service companies and the IRS, saying that the IRS was not allowed to create a free filing online service. So you got upset, and it made its way to Elizabeth Warren and a whole bunch of others who have now introduced legislation to combat that very thing, and it didn't take very long. Okay, so what is in this Warren IRS bill? It will make the IRS offer free online tax prep and filing service. It will bar agreements between people like the IRS and, say, Quicken type folks from restricting that service. It will provide a return-free option for simple tax situations, basically saying I don't have to go through a lot if I just have a W-2 and I'm taking the standard deduction, I'll just go ahead and do it. And it will require identity verification before you can access your tax data, which seems like a no-brainer, but apparently they had to add it. And here is what Elizabeth Warren said. She said, taxpayers waste too many hours and hundreds of dollars on tax preparation each year, which disproportionately burdens low-income and minority taxpayers. This bill will require the IRS to offer easy, free online tax filing for all taxpayers. That's Elizabeth Warren as reported in the Hill.
So that makes sense. Like Brett said, bit of a no-brainer. So why is this even an issue? Well, that's the interesting part of the story. So it's an issue because I don't know who, but some corporate Democrat snuck a bill into the House version, not the Senate version, so it was a Democrat, that said that the IRS would basically codify their partnership with tax preparation software companies like H&R Block and Intuit, which makes TurboTax. Now, I do know it's TurboTax that had been pushing for this for a long, long time. So apparently they slipped it to a friendly Democrat who was like, oh, nobody looking, nobody looking. Okay, I don't have to pretend to be a progressive. Boom, put in the TurboTax part.
TurboTax, sorry.
So why are we subsidizing TurboTax and H&R Block? Why don't we just make it free to the taxpayers without handing all the profits to those private companies? So that's so obvious now that they got their hand caught on the cookie jar. Not only are progressives backing it, for example, Bernie Sanders and Cory Booker are also backing Elizabeth Warren's bill in the Senate, and Ocasio-Cortez and Katie Hill in the House, but even Tim Ryan and Brad Sherman and all my rowdy friends from the whole range of Democrats
Brad
are backing
Sherman,
this.
who I would say is I think he was former appropriations, or if he's not still, one of the most like, hello everybody, I'm Brad Sherman. Just like a kind of a boring guy.
Yeah.
But he's in on it.
Yeah, he's like, wait, we gave away the money to TurboTax? Nah, okay, so bless their hearts on that. Tim Ryan's running for president. Great job in supporting this bill. To give you a sense of how obvious it is and how clearly somebody snuck it in hoping it wouldn't get caught.
It's the way that it's happened now. It's kind of sad. Doing something so simple is revolutionary. It's, oh my gosh, she gave everyone the opportunity to agree not to screw over taxpayers while they prep their taxes. Oh my God, you win so easily with a simple bill like this because of so much corruption that's getting put in our normal daily life. So they can destroy it and have a corrupt bill go for a particular few companies. And then all you have to do is say, you know what, we're not gonna do that. So that the question becomes, hey, the rest of you guys, do you agree to do it? I guess not. That's how easy it is to be right now. It's gotten that far to the left or to the right.
Yeah.
That your winning capabilities are handed to you, but there's still not enough people taking it.
So Jayar, you're 100% right. And that's why they're so upset with the new progressives. So whether it's Ocasio-Cortez, Omar, Tlaib, Presley, et cetera in the House, or it's Warren and Sanders in the Senate, they're like, damn it, we were gonna get away with it if it wasn't for those rascally, dastardly progressives, right? And why won't they get off our lawn? Because in the old days, you think that this is like an accident? No, they slip stuff like this into bills all the time because they get paid to, because they're corrupt. And leadership knows it, and they are perfectly happy to do it. But the minute a progressive points it out, they're like, damn it. Now, yes, it's impossible to defend in public. Yeah, okay, I'm against it, right?
Yeah.
Because they got caught. They got caught, and if there were no progressives, they would have never gotten caught.
Why is there not a free way to do it online through the IRS? Like, there was a time, a long time ago, I did a video about, it was called .gov, where we went through the IRS's guidance for people who are trying to get essentially their money after Katrina, how to file your losses if you were affected by Hurricane Katrina. And I have never seen something so complicated to the point where it felt like it was intentionally complicated. They don't want you to get that money. They don't want you to find out how to do your taxes yourself. They changed the system, and we did a report a while ago about how people looked at folks who didn't know why they didn't get the refund they wanted, and the response was, oh, you just didn't withhold as much as you should have. How am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know any of this? No one takes you aside and says, here's how to do your taxes. And the only intuitive thing to do, it's funny that it says Intuit is one of these companies. Yeah. There's nothing intuitive about it. Everything the intuitive thing to do is go to irs.gov and say, can I pay you now? If I have an AT&T bill, I go to att.com and I log in and I pay the bill. But there is no intuitive way to do it. And then in itself, they mandate that if you want to be sure that you get the right kind of tax refund you want, that you have to go through these companies. That's the way it's kind of set up. Even though they have a free version, the free version, it's just like when you download a game and it's like, if you really want to have fun, you got to upgrade, you got to buy this stuff. It's so frustrating because you have to pay. But what's frustrating to me is that, like, if you're charging me to do my taxes, that's a tax in itself. You're taxing me more in order to pay my taxes so I don't have to pay as much in taxes. I'm mad at you.
That's a great point about having to pay money to do your taxes. All right, so last thing on this, I don't want anybody to get this wrong. Currently, this bill that's obvious has not passed, and it just got proposed, to be fair, right? So it's not like things got straightened out. There's still a long road before it gets straightened out. The thing that did get passed is the bad version that needlessly hands that gift over to corporations. So it's possible the Senate picks it up and goes, oh, helping corporations for no reason and robbing the American taxpayer. Done. The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.